Good evening, everybody, and surprise, I'm here on a Tuesday night. I I did jump in to do tonight, probably not for as long as normal because I've got something pretty important that I have to do tomorrow night. So I figured that I can't get out of that. So I thought, well, hey, I'm not going to have you guys miss out either. So I'm going to jump on and do it live tonight for a bit. And I also wanted to say to you, I'm sorry about the glare on my glasses tonight too. I can't seem to get rid of that. And if you just bear with me, I'll just wait till a few people jump on. I'm just actually sharing the page to a few groups. So if any of you that are watching choose to take this time while I'm waiting for people to jump on and watch, if you want to take this time to also, to like and share the page so other people can enjoy what you're getting tonight. Do you know what I mean? So it's all very nice that we can do that. I think that's just a bit of a lovely thing to do. And so I just wanted to check in with everybody tonight, see how everybody fared with Halloween under COVID rules, supposedly. And and it was also Melbourne Cup Day today too, and I'm really sad to hear that one of the horses was put down after the race. Apparently, hurt themselves in the race, and that's really sad. But on a brighter note, I did take a couple of horses one in that race and one another race, and the names were quite funny, and they got up. So I made a joke earlier that I can buy groceries this week. So because it wasn't a big win, trust me, it certainly wasn't a big win. So and so just with a bit of housekeeping, as I said, just liking and sharing my page to a few groups, and if you guys want to do that as well, that'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look who's jumped on. Joe, good evening. Geez, you were quick tonight. Clarissa, hello. Donna, hello. Lola, hello. Amanda, I've got two Melissas, have I? Oh, no, Clarissa and Melissa. Jacqueline, hello. Tony, Kerry, Clarissa again, sharing. Thank you so much, Clarissa. It's really nice that you're sharing. That's beautiful. Anastasia, love the name. And Breeza, hello. Oh, Breeza, you're early tonight. See, I surprise everybody on a different night and you're early. That's awesome. And Lisa, hello. Thank you for your compliment. And Melissa again. And Breeza, loved and shared. Thank you. And another Anne. Oh, you're all jumping on, which is brilliant to see. Okay, let me. I did put on the post when I put it up this afternoon that if people can be specific with their questions, because it is a live feed, which I try and get through as much as I can. If we get any trolls tonight, which we did last week, please don't respond to them. I had a poor lady that apparently had responded to one of those, and the first thing the person asked for was money. I have reported it to Facebook. And I'm doing everything I can from my end. But as I said, it's quite rampant. So I work alone. Mystique is always operational and working on my own. And so if anybody jumps on your messages on any live feed and says, inbox me for, a particular reading or whatnot, please note that's not from me. Okay. If it comes up with my name of Mystique in bold, yes, you will know it's me. However, hi Slav, hi Denny, thank you, first time watching. Let me know where you're all watching from if you're newbies. It's always interesting to see where everyone's tuning in from. I do go worldwide, and I had a call from Miami the other early hours of the morning. A friend of mine who is an international makeup artist to the stars. Anyway, he's quite fabulous. He's asked me if, my interest in doing a Instagram live once a week. with him and a few other people in the wellbeing industry. So that's going to be very exciting. So watch this space. It could be something very, very different again, but it's all good. Okay, let me go down and see what I've got. Clarissa, I'm only up to your early comment. If you've got a specific question, can you please jump in and let me know that one? That'd be great. Amanda, you're saying you're new here. Thank you very much for joining. If you want to let me know where you're from, and let me just change that, because that's just you don't get to see. Well, you may not want to see my face throughout the thing, but I'm just going to change that, because otherwise it's right in my face. So Amanda, thank you so much for joining, and yeah, please like and share the page. That'd be fantastic. Melissa, I'm really good tonight. A little bit tired. I connected with a beautiful soul last night. We're having a chat on the phone, which was meant to be for half an hour, and it ended up being 3 hours and 12 minutes. So that's what can happen when, and I've never spoken to this person ever before, but we had some sort of connection, and yeah, some great storytelling overnight. But yeah, so running on 2 hours sleep, but all very good. Tony, thank you so much, and look forward to catching up with you on our private reading. That'd be fantastic. I'm looking forward to tuning in and having a chat with you. Okay, my first question is from Kerry. Has my mum have a message for me? Well, Kerry, what am I going to say? Your mum's a bit of a character, and hence why I had a bit of a giggle to myself there. But I want to say she's also a person that does this with her finger. Like, it's always like if you're in trouble, it's like, Kerry. She's kind of very particular with that. And I want to say to you that she knows that you kind of, how do I say this? She knows that you do everything possible in respect for her, which she loves. Because there seems to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, but she's kind of telling me there seems to be little rituals that you do. There's other times that you sit and just talk to her. And I want to address address is the wrong word to say, but that's what she says. I want to address her chair. She seems to have a favourite chair. I believe it's one of your favourites now. I believe that you feel very close to her when you sit in that chair. And from where she's directing me, I want to say to the left of that chair, there's either a photograph or a drawing of some sort that I understand that, you look at quite often, because I believe it's either a photograph of her on her own or you two together. I'm leaning more towards the two together. If not, they're two different photos, because she's pointing the number 2 at me. So I actually want to say to you that everything that you go through, don't ever give up. She's telling me that you're as strong as an ox, but at times you don't feel strength. At times you feel tired. At times you feel totally fed up. But she said, if you remember how that felt as a child, where if you couldn't hit the ball, okay, we're going to baseball or something. Because she said, if you couldn't hit the ball, you didn't give up. You turned up every practice. You turned up every time there was a game. And it didn't matter how far you hit the ball, you hit it. So you taught yourself how to be better. So Mum says, tune into that strength. In times where you really start to doubt yourself, give yourself a little bit of a slap. She's kind of jovial with a little bit of a slap, and virtually saying, you know what, if I was there, I'd give you a little bit of a tickle, with all due respects. And and you would understand that she's right there with you, and she's going to ride the wave with you. So I hope all that resonates with you, and it's more about your strength. Don't let others and other people strip you of that strength. Yeah. But yeah, she's sort of saying, talk to me whenever you want, because she's always there. Okay. And I still have to come back to the left. It's probably coming up on the right on your screen, but it's to my left in that chair. There's something significant there that she seems to be referring to quite often. So I hope that helps. And yes, just let me know. Thank you. If you want to post on the bottom that resonates with you, that'd be wonderful. Thank you so much. Clarissa, thank you so much for sharing. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a great week. It's all been it's been a bit wild with all the weather. It's been a bit different, hasn't it? But anyway, Desli, good evening. Have a wonderful night. Well, you too, my love. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it very much. Anastasia, hello. Excuse me. A frog in my throat already. Joe, my love. Okay, let me have a bit of a look. I think from memory I connected with your mum last week. I think for a very brief moment. Let's have a look what okay, I'm getting a bit of a mixed bag with you because what I was hearing, I just drew a couple of cards as well, and what I'm hearing doesn't kind of match up with the cards. So I'm actually just going to run with what I hear rather than what I see in the cards. And I want to say to you that yeah, I get this yellow flash like straight away. So whether mum is a ray of sunshine when she walks into a room, or whether that's how you remember her as being a ray of sunshine, because that seems to, she's throwing this yellow in my face in the first couple of seconds. So I believe that, the way I feel with that and the way that has touched my heart is more about me feeling like that she was a ray of sunshine and she brought sunshine, into the room wherever she went. And I also need to come to a point of her saying that, okay, where are we going with this? Sorry, just bear with me for a second because she's just rattling too many things off at once and I need to separate a few things. Where apparently you're feeling rather uncomfortable in your home. There's something going on in your home that you're not quite happy with, and she's kind of saying, it's almost like, come on, pull in the reins. You know what to do. You know what to change, and don't listen to everybody else's input. As much as the input is at times is great, but you're taking on board too many comments, too much of others' inputs all the time, and you're kind of not coming back to yourself and working out what you want for you. So you're losing your passion along the way. And that's the passion with your own ideas. So your own ideas are getting a little bit lost, okay? So mum kind of says, reel that in a bit, and it's okay to listen, but don't take on board everybody else's stuff and then have your stuff buried, yeah? It seems to be that, you're losing your own train of thought in things. I don't know if you're having changes going on in the home, but mum seems to says, like, there's a couple of spats here and there, nothing major, but a couple of spats. And again, that's with you taking on board everybody else's comments rather than listening to what you want to do. Okay. So there seems to be something around there. And if you're making any changes to your home, this is funny from mum. If you're making any changes to your home, keep some of, although she's telling me about other people's ideas, but now she's saying keep some of her ideas in mind. So your mum's very cheeky, and I love that about her because, and that's, I guess, this ray of sunshine, comment that she's she's bringing in with the yellow, because yeah, she is very lovely. So, but yeah, so bit of a mixed bag. Don't take on board what others, but take on some of the ideas of that of your mum's. Okay, so let me know how you sit with that. And yeah, and it might be time for you to have a complete reading where we can kind of touch on a few things, because I understand that from mum there's a few things that are unresolved. There's yeah, and she's taking me back too far now, which I don't really want to get into because it's just too long-winded, but a lot of things from way back still going unresolved. Okay, so kind of need to put that in perspective and work on that a bit. Okay, thank you for joining me, Joe, and yeah, if you let me know on the feed, that'd be fantastic. Anastasia, may I please ask a question? Oh, sweetheart, of course you can. That's the whole idea of being here, and if you can be quite specific in your questions, I'd appreciate that. So yeah, ask away because I go down the list as they come in. So yeah, just keep on and shoot me a question. That'd be great, and I'll get to you when I can. I don't quite understand that, like and subbed, but anyway. Breezer, I'm happy that you're here too. I actually made reference to that earlier. I obviously didn't see this comment. I'm happy that you weren't watching. What was it? Wentworth? Was it last week? Anyway, looks like I won over Wentworth this week. Hallelujah. Anyway, moving on. Melissa, would love a reading regarding my son. He's almost 3, and tell me he sees ghosts. He's also seen my grandmother, who he hasn't even ever met. Is my son okay? Should I be worried? Melissa, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And the reason why I think that is because I started seeing and talking to spirits when I was 3. And my father, God love him, he's one of my main spirit guides now, but he found me in the front yard of our home and I was just chatting away. And at first he thought it was an imaginary friend. And then I was talking apparently like an adult. And he kind of stopped and he's like, who are you talking to? And I described this gentleman, and I remember it like it's yesterday. I described this gentleman, I said his name, I described the way he was dressed, and my father went white. So apparently I was connected to his great-great-grandfather who died long before I was even born. Never, ever seen a photograph of this man. So my father freaked out and thought I was possessed with the devil, as they all did back then. And yeah, and he was quite spooked. But took me to doctors, took me to a psychiatrist, all that sort of stuff, and went through the ringer there. But all of a sudden, everyone has started to take notice because they all said, she's been here before. She's wise. She's only 3. She talks like an adult. And just keep your eye on her. She's fine. She will actually brave, many things. And I believe with your son too, Melissa, that when you can sense things that young, and you're pretty clear about what you're seeing, as I feel with him, with seeing your grandmother. If he's never met her, if he's connecting to her so well, he has a gift. Don't let him go through what I did, where people try and suppress what you have. Like, allow it to flourish. Don't be, there's more wide open spaces these days. Back in my day when I was a kid, it was taboo and you were a witch and all this sort of thing. And these days it's actually more widespread open than ever before. So allow him that chance, because my son, who's 29 now, he could see and talk to spirits when he was a child, but he chose to close off because he says he's not interested in that sort of line of doing. He's more about kind of embracing a business world and going up a corporate ladder in business. That's his choice, but he had it. He was gifted as a child, and I respect your son so much for having this gift. I will call it nothing else but a gift, because it truly is a gift. And I also believe, even though he's young, I also believe that you will learn a few things from him yourself. So, sweetheart, don't ever be worried. If he starts drawing strange pictures, maybe talk to him about it, because he, being so young, he may not be able to process all the information the correct way. It might come out, if he's talking to you, it may come out in a weird way. So maybe just talking through some of those. But sweetheart, thank you so much for letting me know that, because I just think that's absolutely beautiful. And just let me know how you feel about all that, because I just think it's fab. Okay. And hello. Oh, you're saying hello to everybody. How beautiful is that? Prisa, loved and shared. God love you. Thank you, Lisa. See, and this is what it's all about. It is, I say it a few times throughout my reads. It'd be wonderful if you can like and share the page. It's not about me gaining numbers. It's being able to, for you guys, because you guys all might be, all with different groups and all that sort of thing. And it's more about getting other people, if they don't know anything about it, or they haven't seen a live before or whatnot, and if they tune in, they can get something out of it. Even if they haven't asked for a reading, they might be able to get something out of it and understand that that I'm here each week for you guys, and I'm here to share wisdom, to share messages from past over loved ones, and that's what I do. Okay. So sharing the pages is always awesome. Thank you. Okay, Anastasia. Okay, that's yes, thank you. I just remember before that, you asked if you can ask the question, and I said, of course you can. I would like to know, how does Brian feel about me right now? Does he still like me or miss me? Okay. Anastasia, what I'm going to say to you, I don't know where you're tuning in from, but I feel that there's a bit of miscommunication gone on. I feel that there were possibly a few words spoken that weren't spoken correctly, if I may say that, and also to a couple of words that were a bit harsh. So I'm hearing that some of the words were a little bit harsh, but in saying that, you kind of need some time apart. I believe you'll both understand with having that time apart. And please, I always say everything with the greatest respect, but it's like you both need that time to understand maybe what you've said that's a little bit hurtful to one another. But I believe there's great heart there. I believe there is passion, and I strongly believe that he misses you. Where you've said, does he still like me? Of course he does. He wouldn't miss you if he didn't. And I kind of feel in my heart that there's a little bit of a yearning there. It's almost like Spirit is telling me he's again with respect, he's a bit stubborn, and being a little bit stubborn, he might be waiting for you to make the first move, but I would say not. I would say just hold out before making that first move, because I feel that it's actually going to come from him. But Spirit says that he's quite stubborn, and sometimes he says things in a little bit of an arrogant way, but he's actually not arrogant at all. So I have to address that, because Spirit's smiling when they're saying that, and I think that's what sparked this bit of a drama. That something was said and it was taken the wrong way, and then kind of some anger and some frustration kind of went at one another. But I do believe that, because my heart feels open, so I do believe that his heart is open, as is yours. But yeah, it's more about just a little bit more patience, because I do see that it will rectify itself. It just might take a little bit of time. But yeah, and don't tell him you're stubborn, because he probably won't like that. But I hope that helps. Just let me know how that goes, and let me know how you feel about that. Okay, Slav, my friend. Hello. Um, Victoria is opened. Not necessarily to us, but it's open. And okay, I'm just scrolling down because I just saw something. Kerry, where did I see you? Thank you. See, this is why I love doing what I do. Yes, sitting in it. So yeah. Okay. So you're sitting in Mum's chair. I believe it's a very, very comfortable chair. Hence probably why you've taken it over. So, but yeah. And I just have to share. Here's my lovely connection from last night. I'm so tired. Was kept up late last night. Really? Well, I was still awake at 2:15, my friend. Beautiful energy from you, but I was still awake at 2:15, and then you're not going to believe it, because some of the things we talked about. One of my main canvases in my lounge room, which I didn't know at first, at 10 to 4, there was this big crash. And it was, I've got a canvas behind me on the wall, but this one in the lounge room was a lot bigger. And yeah, it came off the wall. So I was awake from that point on, because I was getting up at 5 and there was no point going back to sleep. So thank you for a wonderful evening. And I look forward to many more connections with you, my friend. I feel that, I hope I'm not speaking out of tune, and I feel like there's a journey here to be had. There's a journey of us maybe doing something together with what your line of work and mine. I feel like we can produce something out of that. But yeah, I'm going to leave that one for a bit later to have a chat. Another day for that one. Okay, Breezer. I'd love to know if this is really the end of my relationship. Okay, Breezer, I want to come to you for many reasons, and I kind of felt it throughout last week, to be quite honest. Even though you jumped on late, there was something that was pinning me to you last week, where I felt that there was I didn't quite feel a broken heart as such, but I felt that there was slices taken off your heart, and it was more than one. Now, I know that sounds a little bit weird. When I see a totally crushed heart where a relationship is no longer and it won't be, then I see that heart totally crushed. But in your case, like what I saw was, and I please, I mean, I have to always say what I see. And some of the references are a bit weird, but it was almost like when you slice a like you slice a tomato in thick slices. That's what I saw with your heart. That half of your heart had these slices through it. Now, to me, I want to say to you that there has definitely been a bust up as such, as Spirit wants to tell me, but there's parts of Spirit that have also saying that, you know, you've gone down this path of anxiety and frustration, and you're the one that's questioning also too. So this is going to work both ways. You're questioning whether your partner is actually right for you. And I mean that with the greatest respect. And you've got to be very careful on this one, because there's a lot of people, and I'm going to generalize for a minute. There's a lot of people who, when they end a relationship, and I want to say more so through this COVID rubbish, that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say rubbish, but you know what I mean, because everybody's frustrated with that. But some people kind of feel like it's okay to be in a relationship that's not 100% perfect, because they're frightened that if they finish that or they don't rectify it, that there's nobody else out there for them. And then they think, well, if there's nobody already here for me, then how am I going to go out and meet people? How am I going to build, you know, a wonderful relationship with a new person? And this is what I'm finding a lot of when people are yearning to find out about a relationship. Because in readings, yes, I see relationship status all the time. Yes, I see people coming into your life. Yes, I see all sorts of things. But under what's happened with COVID, it's going to be very, very difficult for a while. So if anyone further down my screen has asked me for a soulmate or a relationship, you know, guidance, just bear with it for the time being, because nothing really is going to happen before Christmas, okay? And I'm sorry if that upsets a few people, but I have to be really honest with that, because it's something that I know so deep in my heart that's virtually just impossible for the time being, okay? But Breezy, coming back to you, and I want you to take on board what I've said there, because I feel that, you know, you want it to work, and you're hoping that it gets back together. But I'm just wondering, with the greatest respect, whether it's going to get back together for the right reasons. And this is also too, and pardon me if I'm stepping out of line, but it also too touches my heart with this slice business, that you now have questioned your own worth. Now, you know, connect with me at some point to possibly have a one-on-one reading, because what I feel there is that people in your past, and I'll come back to this relationship, but people in your past have trodden on you in ways that you have kind of doubted yourself. You have kind of put yourself kind of behind a tree, as if to say, do I come back out? Like, you know, do I hide for a while because I feel like I've been used, or I feel like I've been put down? And these are the sorts of comments that Spirit's throwing at me. So I want to say that in your past, that some of that has gone on, and therefore coming into the relationship that is, you know, obviously apart at the moment. Not that you are settled for second best, and please don't take that the wrong way. It's more about, you know, I feel that I feel there's somebody different for you. I really do, and I have to be honest. And because I feel that you just want this relationship to come back together, so you can have someone by your side, so you can bounce off things, that you can come home from work and have a chat to, or, you know, all those sorts of things. And I really want you to think about that, because it's really touching my heart. And as I said, I just keep seeing this sliced tomato, and it feels like to me it just keeps slicing. So I don't know if that sits with you well, but yeah, I kind of want you to sit with it, resonate with it, and take some time to sit and own up to who you are, and own up to what you want. Manifest what you want brought into your life, if that makes sense. Okay, and just let me know how. Let me know, please, how that actually does sit with you. Yeah, and if I can help any way further, please just get in contact with me. You know how to do that. Okay, Amanda, thank you so much for sharing with friends. It's beautiful. Thank you. It's all about sharing the love. Melissa, on the Central Coast, I think you copped a bit of a battering with the weather on the weekend before we got it, I think. So I hope you've fared with that well. Breezy, you're up that way too. Okay. Amanda, you're from Mittagong. Oh, I went there once. Great. Do you know what? I found there great craft shops. I don't know if that's still, and I think it was the main street in Mittagong. And it was, yeah, beautiful craft shops. And we were supposed to stop for an hour. So, Amanda, you could probably tell me this. We're supposed to stop for an hour, and I think I was there for 9 hours because I found so many shops. Slav, Victoria. Can I ask a question? I'm new, Jenna. Of course you can. Just pop it into the feed. If you can make sure it's quite specific, that'd be great. Okay, Donna. Well done. Exciting times. Okay, Donna. I'm not sure what you're saying that to. Did I say something that was a little weird? Did I say something that I don't know? Psychic, but I don't know what you mean by that. That's pretty choice, isn't it? But that's okay, Donna. If you can let me know, that'd be fab. Or maybe you're tuning into what I said with my friend I spoke to last night. If anyone will he let me say it? Of course he will. A fabulous healer, a fabulous. Would I call him a Reiki master? Question mark, because I need to find out more about him, and I will be catching up with him. But told me some wonderful things, and yeah, it just kind of twigged me to go, do you know what? There's just something here. There's something here, and I need to get onto that. Karen, hello. You're back. Welcome back. Where have you been missing? Where have you been, my love? Okay. Yes. Donna, blessings back to you as well, and thank you for wishing everybody else well. Okay, Barry. Oh, Barry, you're from right. Barry, I think you've missed a couple of my lives. I think over the last few years, because I normally do them on a Wednesday night. For anyone who's querying why I'm here on a Tuesday night, I normally do them Wednesday night, but I have something to do tomorrow night. So rather than just miss out for the whole week, I thought, no, I'll jump in, and it's a possibility that I'm doing it next week as well on the Tuesday instead of the Wednesday. Look at all you guys. You're all showing the love. It's really nice. I hope you're all sharing my page as well, so many others can join in. And Jenny, my friend, I haven't seen you since you went to that In Excess night, which was awesome with Anthony. God love him. Sending him lots of loves and kisses. He's been a bit unwell. Okay, Slav. I had a vivid dream that felt real, that I'm with the man I told you about. I feel it was an astral projection. Is that what it was? Okay. Slav, you know I'm really honest in what I feel and what I sense, and certainly what I hear from spirit. And I have to be honest. What I feel is I don't know whether it was an astral projection, to be quite honest. I feel that one of you, okay, this is might sound weird to others, but certainly doesn't sound weird to me in the spirit world. But it's, to me, I'm being shown that one of your spirit guides, because you've got a couple, one of your spirit guides came to you and showed you what was out there. So that's not quite been taken and put into in a scenario. It was it was one of your spirit guides coming in to show you. And I want to say to you, I'm getting that you had a headache too on the left-hand side. And at first, I want to say that you kind of half woke up as if to say, my head's hurting. Why is my head hurting? But then shortly after that, that's when I feel that you felt that you were taken away somewhere. And I don't feel that actually happened. I believe, because what I'm hearing from my dad actually, that one of your spirit guides, and it was an elderly woman actually, that came to you and showed and just kind of laid out a picture. So, trying to use your mind as a bit of a roadmap, as they would say, and show you what could be happening and what it would actually look like if and when it happens. Do you know what I mean by that? So I kind of want you to understand that somebody else is seeing that. Okay, somebody else has seen that on your behalf. So I can't remember everything I say in every reading, but maybe you can kind of remind me what I said about the man that you told me about, because I think from memory, and my nan's now jumped in nodding, saying yes, you're remembering right, that I saw him come, and I think it was after Christmas, because my nan's pointing me to after Christmas. So I have to kind of run with that and virtually say that I believe this man is still there, but of course COVID kept you apart. COVID has done all sorts of weird things to a lot of people. But having said that, I'm really impressed how one of your spirit guides came to you and shown you virtually on your roadmap what they see for you, which is exactly what I felt for you a couple of months ago now. So let me know how that feels with you, because I don't want you to feel that you believe that you were taken off and shown that, when I'm seeing that someone else actually came to you and shown you that roadmap. So maybe if you want to tell me about this headache and how you, excuse me, how you actually, do you remember actually kind of sitting up going, oh, what's wrong with my head? And then shortly thereafter, having this visual effect? Because if that is what's happened, spirit tells me that when you kind of went like this on my head, and whether you thought about taking something or not, spirit was already in your room to let you, because they were already there to start the process, if that makes sense. So anyway, Slav, I know that you will come in and let me know. So thank you. Tony, can finally move after Christmas. Will it all go well? Tony, did we? I've got to start writing things down, I think, although that would take up too much time. We talked about moving, didn't we? In another reading, we talked about moving, and I said the other side of Christmas. So that's really exciting that you can move. Will it go well? Okay, you're throwing doubt out there already. You're throwing doubt that you're already thinking that something may not go well. I don't see any obstacles, sweetheart. I have to be honest. I don't see anything in my way. I don't get shown a wall. I don't get shown a little rocky road. I don't get shown any of that. No, Spirit seems to show me a clear path. However, I'm also being told, don't start thinking the negativity, because it's all going to be good. Don't start putting it out there that you're worried that something will go wrong, because if you put it out there too much, it possibly could. However, what I also see, which is fab in the cards, because Spirit was directing me just to have a look down in what I had in my hand, and I have the new beginning, and I also have self-reflection, which I call, just give you a quick little, I can never find the things for this. I'm putting them up the wrong way. But anyway, I normally call her the inner warrior, where you have to ignite something because something is, you need that extra power, you need that extra energy. But I want to say to you, it's more about the extra energy, not about the extra power, because you don't need extra power right now. You're a little bit flat with things, and maybe I think that because you're a little bit flat, that you started this little bit of doubt about whether it will go well or not. I think it will be absolutely fine, sweetheart, and I'm excited for you, and I'm also excited that if you could send me at the time, I know we'll talk before you actually move, but I'd like some photos, because that would be really, really nice. Okay, Karen, just stay there with me for a second. I just need to go down the bottom. Okay, Karen, I'll come back to you in a second. Yes, my son's seen my husband's grandfather a few times at dinner times and said Nonna wants to eat. I've never met him myself, but I was told this man approves of me, even though I never met him. I feel honoured he visited us and spoke. Yeah, absolutely, Melissa. Like, you know, I'm just really impressed with your son, because it's just, yeah, there's just something about him, and I don't know where you live, but I would be impressed if I could meet him, if I could see a photo of him or something or other, and yeah, and just kind of connect there. Okay, yep, like chunks taken each time. This isn't the first time. No, I didn't think it was, which is why I kind of, Breezer, that's why I related to other things that have happened by others doing it too, yeah? I felt that. I felt that. Okay. Okay, the answers are coming in there. Coming. I can just hardly think. Yep. Yep. No, it's all fine, Breezer. Seriously, I don't see anything anything to be worried about. Otherwise, I would have told you. When I get a niggle on something, 7 years of being together. But yep, booking in tomorrow. Can't thank you enough. Look, Breezer, awesome. You know, there is so much. There is so much there that I think you kind of have to kind of unload is the way I want to say that. Okay. Yes, I did. Love your honesty. It's the best. Thank you, Slav. I really felt that connection. Priyanka, I'll come back to you because I've just gone too far. I was just kind of looking for. Okay, so we have got a. Sorry, I just had to get rid of one of those people again. Okay. 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 Melissa, I was on Psychic TV for 7 years. We will be returning. I just don't know when. We have to wait for a few things to go on. But yeah, I'm certainly on. I don't get a chance actually to get on their phone lines as often as I would like to, but you know, I am still registered on their phone lines, and yes, the show will be back, and also to like at Mind Body Spirits and stuff like that. Like I always do those, and I'm always available there, and hence why I started this, you know, live feed for people. Get to see a little bit of a how do I say it? Like they get to see a little bit of me and how I operate, and yeah, so and that just gives them a little bit of a taste of who I am. Okay. Kim, hello. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. I hope you are well. I'm just getting rid of this other little troll. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look, we're always going to get them. According to Facebook, we're always going to get them. Hello, Vicky. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Okay, I'm not surprised that Mum brought up issues from a long time ago. I would love to have a longer reading, Joe. I think in myself too. That it's warranted. Excuse me. God love you. Okay, I just have to scroll back to where I was. There, sitting in Mum's chair. Yes, photo close by my cupboard. Been through hell. She would be disguised. Or discuss it with my son. What photo? Yeah, Kerry. Look, I'm really sorry about that. And but Mum wants you to focus on you. Okay. It really is. It really is time to focus on you. Now I need to go back to. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for a second. I did have Karen. I did have her before I scrolled down. Before Karen, Now, what I want to say to you is that with the greatest respect, I feel there is a fair amount of pain still. I feel oh, I kind of feel like I'm trapped in a room with some things going on, and I need to say to you that okay, we're going a kind of a bit of everywhere now. What you tried to say towards the end, I believe that, and yeah, my voice is gone because this is what happens when spirit really jumps in and it kind of takes over, and it puts me in the zone as if I'm there. And I have to say to you that what you were trying to say towards the end wasn't coming out the way you wanted it to. And I feel now that you are feeling a bit guilty about why you couldn't bring out what you needed to say. I need to tell you that Dad knows. Dad knows that you were trying, and I also have to mention his funeral where you're trying again to say certain words, but you were, oh, sweetheart, with respect, that you were kind of getting stuck, and then you kind of thought that it wasn't the right thing to say, and then you're backtracking, and then you start to say something else. So there's a bit of that going on, but more. Oh wow, more so. Okay, I'm getting very chesty with him, so I kind of want to say towards the end there was, a touch of pleurisy cum pneumonia because I'm getting very chesty with it, and it was, and also too, I want to say to you that when you were talking, there were times where he couldn't talk back 100%. There were times where his sentences were cut short as well, and that's no disrespect to you whatsoever. That is more about he didn't have the breath to sort of finish sentences, which is how he's coming through to me. But I want to say to you, hats off to you for being able to deliver something so special. And I don't know whether you spoke at the funeral or shortly thereafter somewhere, because he kind of is taking me away from a coffin as such and putting me somewhere else where I believe that you said something somewhere else. So, but he's kind of saying to me, like, the words were chosen directly for him, and he knows that. And he also knows that it was all from your heart. And there was a little bit of he can feel like he can feel this bit of guilt that you're carrying, but he says, please don't, because you meant the world to him. He did a lot for you, and at times I think you thought there was a period of your life that you thought that he wasn't there for you, and I think that's the challenge that you kind of had with him. But he's saying, in all due respect, there's no need to feel guilty. Loves you from the bottom of his heart. And sweetheart, I just want to say thank you for giving me the pleasure in connecting with him as well, to bring that through to you, because he's a very beautiful soul, and I personally thank you. But yeah, if you want to just let me know how that sits with you, Karen. And yeah, that'd be great if you could pop on the bottom how that resonated with you, because I just feel I feel that you've been wanting a connection for so long, and I think you've wanted some clarity for a while, and he's just a very beautiful soul, a man who give you the shirt off his back. So thank you for the honor. Okay, Maria, does my dad have a message for me? Is tonight Dad's night? We've gone past Father's Day. Tonight must be all about our dads. And I guess, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. I mean, everyone is going to miss their passed over loved ones. I'm not joking about dads in any way disrespectful. It just seems that the male energy is what's around tonight. So yes. Maria, I think I've got a bit of a strange one for you. It's almost like Dad says, and with all due respect, it's like that Dad is a bit of a comedian. It's it's like he was the belle, not the belle of the ball, but the life of the party. He knew what to say, when to say, but didn't know that till he was older. I have to be very clear about that, because he's saying that when he was a younger man, he would put a foot out of line, because he would say things when it wasn't quite right, or when the people kind of weren't ready to hear his humor, if that makes sense. And I want to say to you that, as a child, around your dad, you were very much entertained. Because it seems like, he always had a story to tell. He always knew how to kind of up and down his voice in being able to tell a story. But he was a pretty funny man, and there was parts of his life that weren't so great. I hear that there was a time, long before his passing. There was a time when he was. I'm being shown 28, so I don't know what the significance of 28 is. But he virtually said when he was a younger man, he was put through the ringer a bit, and he learnt how to control his nature to a degree, but he also learnt strength, and he needed his strength later in life. So he's saying he's lucky that he learnt how to have strength, but people were unkind to him before he learnt that, if that makes sense. If you can let me know about that one, that'd be great. But it's also to saying to me that there's you're going through a bit of a rough patch yourself right now, and I think that you're, again, with the greatest respect, it's like you're yearning that you wish that Dad was there. You wish that, the man that you have high respect for, where you could just, hug him, because he seems to always have the right words to say if you're going through a bit of a drama. So, my love, whatever it is, he's by your side. Reach out, like, even when you go to bed at night, if you kind of roll to the side and just touch the pillow beside you, I'll be 95% sure that you'll actually feel him around. And it's not about being creepy with the pillow beside you. It's more about just sort of saying, Dad, I feel you, or Dad, I know you're here, and you'll actually hear a comment. He says to me there's about a 5-word sentence, a favorite sentence of his, that he used to say to you when you were unable to sleep or you're worried about something. He says, draw on that, because he said when you draw on those words, you feel better. Okay. So, Marie, thank you so much for your question, and I hope that's resonated with you. And look forward to hearing a bit of feedback from you. That would be fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, just let me have a look here. I've been having the headache for the last whole week, and only in the early hours this morning that happened, and it felt real. Yeah. Yeah, it's bizarre, Slav. It's and that's why I say to you, you have to look at it in a different light. That one of your spirit guides was actually showing you your roadmap, and I, that's probably not the word to use, because I believe that man, what's your premier's Daniel, whatever. I believe that he says that quite often. I don't mean it in that turn, but yeah. Anyway, we'll sort that out. Well, yes. Yes, Psychic TV was always on very late. We were always at the studio at midnight, before midnight actually, and we would go live at 1 a.m. And I'd get home at like 5 a.m. or something ridiculous. And but yeah, it's the way it is. But it was fun. Like, the energy was always great, and had lots of viewers, and yeah, and things changed a bit there, but we're on the road back, and there's a few of us that are just waiting to get the green light. So, we will be back. Hopefully it's not going to be that late again, but we will be back. So, and maybe I'll start something else anyway. Who knows what's in store? Okay. Candy. Okay, Candy. Oh, have I not done you? Oh, I've just drawn a blank there. Absolute blank. Candy, can you let me know? Like, I'm really sorry. Can you just jump in and let me know if I have or if I haven't, or if someone else can let me know? I've just drawn a complete blank there. I kind of moved a few spirit guides out of one ear, and I kind of lost. I can't remember if I've done you or not. That's really bad because I normally remember everything. Okay, Daniel, I'm going to jump to you, and I'll wait to see what Candy says to me. Would like to know what my future looks like as a lighting designer. Well, okay. I love the little alien symbol. That's quite clever. Daniel, I want to. Wow. Okay. What I see, what I'm being shown is that you've really hit a curveball. So the last virtually 6 months, if I say it correctly as I hear it, is it's just been mammoth. And I want to say to you that there were times, and only recently, that like really recent, there was times where you wanted to walk away and just throw your hands up in the air. And I think you've done it along the way at some point, but you kind of pulled yourself back and realized that, this is your passion. And anyone who is that passionate about doing something in particular, you will make it work somehow. But I feel that you're kind of stuck in between. How do I say this? It's not necessarily stuck in crossroads that I see with people. It's more about that someone has said something. Somebody is kind of like given you a plan, and it's not necessarily a contract that I see, that they've either given you a plan or talked to you about something, and they kind of want to know a bit more from you. And I think that that's where you're skeptical. I think that's where you're kind of sitting on the fence going, why do they want to know something from me? Why don't they just kind of, put all their cards on the table, pardon the pun, but it's more about why are they asking me certain things? So I feel that you've kind of got a bit of a trust issue going on there, because, and I have to be honest, I don't feel that the person that's been talking to you in that manner, I don't feel that they're there to take away your ideas of the business. But I don't have, I have to be honest, I don't have 100% trust in them. But I do have a degree of trust where I'd be keen, if I was you, I'd be keen to hear what they have to say and what they want to put on the table before you disclosed anything. Yeah, does that make sense? Because it's when you disclose too much at first, somebody will run with your idea, and I've had that happen to me time and time again, and it cheeses me off no end. Seriously, it really does. But I feel with you that it has, that sort of thing has happened to you in the past as well as, and I think that's why you have this little bit of a trust issue. But you need to learn to kind of open up just a little bit more, so you're inviting the right people in to talk about where you want to take this, because I feel that you need to talk to a few people to get kind of a leg up on making all this happen. That's where I feel that you're stuck, that it's not flying off the shelves, as the old saying there. Not that you've got a product, but it's not flying off the shelves the way you want it to just yet. So I think that you're a little bit stuck there. So have a just go with your gut when you're talking to people, when you're having a conversation. See if you feel okay around their energy, and if you don't, then that's not the person you open up to. Yeah, it's more about when you feel at ease when that person's talking to you, then I would say it's okay to open up, but just don't open up everything. Yeah, and I think you'll be fine. So Daniel, if you can let me know, that would be lovely, and just let me know how that resonates with you, because I feel it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing that Candy's jumping in. Lynn, thank you for helping her out. Yes, Candy, I feel that okay, I feel that I did read for you, but okay, you're saying here that I haven't, and okay, so let's have a look at that. And I'm very sorry, but yeah, when I came to your question, I just went blank. I just went blank. So I'm just gonna have a look what I feel here. I feel, actually, I feel quite torn. I feel that there was some not so nice, not necessarily from you, love. I don't mean from you, but not so nice conversations had before his passing. Probably about 3 to 4 weeks before his passing, there seemed to be some, how would I put it, some disarray in the family. There seemed to be, because I'm feeling like this overwhelming sense of that someone wanted to be right about something. I think a few people are kind of putting their 2 cents worth in on what should happen or what someone should be doing, and he wasn't liking it, and then someone else wasn't liking it. I feel that you were stuck in the middle somewhere, and I think that you felt that no matter what you said in the situation, that you were going to be cast as being wrong. So I feel that you're carrying, and I wouldn't say it's guilt, but I'm feeling that you're carrying some sorrow about whether you feel that you stepped up to the plate or not. And sweetheart, I want to say to you that Dad's okay, and it was his time to go. And I know that seems quite feeble, but it really was. And he has an understanding from somebody that he spoke to. It wasn't a normal doctor. It was almost like 2 or 3 higher up than a doctor that came to see him, that virtually told him everything, where he kind of knew that nothing was going to work, if that makes sense. And I also feel that, and I seem to be going on the left side here. I'm not getting any pain in my chest, but I feel weird on the left side of myself. So as much as I can move my left arm and whatever else, I feel that he lost some feeling in that left side. And it was, and I think there was more frustration in that. And I feel that that was part of the conversation, that others thought that they knew best about getting that left side to work. But I'm not even hearing the word stroke, but I know stroke will affect one side of you if you know if it has a massive stroke. But I'm not hearing the word stroke, but I feel there was something wrong on the left side, because that seems to be coming through loud and clear. But I have to say to you that in everything that was done for your dad, it was done with respect. But there's also part of you that, again, I want to say with my own respect, that you feel that somebody didn't do something. And I think that you have some questions around that. And Dad is saying, don't worry, because there was nothing much that, could be done anyway, and that he's okay. But he's more concerned about whether you're okay with that. So there seems to be some rolling things around that. And he virtually says there's a date coming up towards the end of November, first week of December, that he's saying, you should be smiling around that date, and he wants to see you smile. Don't put a damper on it and be miserable, he says. He would rather see you smile. So if you can just clarify all that, and let me know how that sits with you, that'd be great, because there's a lot of love there, an array of love there, and there's just no need for you, if you've got a little bit of an anger, or got a little bit of a question mark, or unsure if someone did the right thing or not. He's saying just stop all that, because there is no need. There really is no need. Yeah. So I hope that helps you, and I'm sorry it took a bit longer to get to you, but Candy, if you can let me know, that'd be brilliant. Very, very gentle and loving soul, your dad. Maria, thank you so much for that beautiful message. Dad was definitely the life of the party and a joker. He also really loved to tell a story. He did have a hard life, but he knew how to enjoy life as well. His 4 or 5 words were, "Don't worry, be happy." Oh, God. That makes sense. It does make sense. I think he was trying to get me to sing it. Not that I was only going to sing any songs, but that's okay. He had a car accident when he was 28 and almost died. So yes, thank you, and thank you for sharing your gift. Maria, I never tried to. Well, I never liked to get emotional, but when these validations from you guys are coming through with such clarity and whatever, it makes my heart sing, because it's just, this is my passion. And I'm just going to come off your comment because it's a bit big. This has been my passion for a long time. My family kind of didn't believe I could do what I do, and when people who I have no idea who you are, come through with such validations, it really is beautiful. If I can actually ask a favor of anyone who has got an amazing validation like Maria's, if you can actually go onto my Mystique Psychic Medium Facebook page and write, write that, give me a review, or write whatever you felt in having a reading with me or whatever, because it just enforces to the skeptics, or it forces to the people who still want to frown upon this, that there are, yes, there are fakes in the world, but when the ones that are real shouldn't have to, tolerate some of the mocking that we get. So if anyone has got a couple of minutes up their sleeve, whether it's through, I'm not going to be here all night, that's for sure, but if you want to jump on there now and do something and say something, that'd be great, or leave it till after the show. I would be forever grateful, because that sort of validation is just not just for me. Like, I'm not talking for me. For Maria, please let me know how you felt, because I don't know you. I don't even know where you live, but I've got to say, for the person receiving that information, and receiving such information that is so relevant to them and them only, because half the time it makes no sense to me. And when you're receiving that, I would understand that it would be very powerful. I understand that it might be tear jerking, but I understand that it also may be tears of joy. And to me, that's what makes it all special. That's why I do what I do, because I'm here for you guys. And if I can bring your loved one through that says things that are so specific, and that's why when you ask, specific questions, these are the things that can happen, because, the spirit is always wanting to talk. And I have to shut it off when I go to bed and all that sort of stuff. But it's, yeah, it's a wonderful world. So I do appreciate such wonderful feedback. Okay. So I was up to Daniel, I did that. Breeze, Rob did put your comments up. Breeze, I'm just going to touch on this one. What I feel is that I'm probably not even going to ask Spirit that particular question. It's more about, if you think that's going on, then you have the trust issues with him. I don't see him as a player as such, but to me, you're worth more than those sorts of thoughts. If those thoughts are taking up your energy throughout the day and night, and if that kind of also affects your kids, or if your kids are worried and all this sort of thing, then this is what I mean about, you have to sit down and realize, understand and value your own worth, to, if you want to entertain that sort of stuff coming back in your life. Yeah. Okay. So I think I've missed something here, because Denny, I don't know what it is that you're thanking Jacqueline for. So maybe I've missed something. Possibly. Okay. Jacqueline, I've just found your comment that says, could I give Denny a reading? But could you possibly tell me on what subject? Because Denny is saying thank you to you, and I can't find can't find what she's asked. Although here I see it would be great to hear from him, and I know that he is still watching over me. Okay. Denny or Jacqueline, can you just jump in and ask me the question about that, please? If you wouldn't mind, that would be wonderful. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes, Amanda, thank you. That's from when you're at Mittagorn. Oh, bugger, they're all closed down. Yeah, I love craft shops, and they just had this beautiful array of stuff, you know. Okay, who have I got here? Ray Louise. Hello, Mystique. Hello. I'm planning on going back to my birthplace to find my father. Haven't seen him in 30 years. I'm 33 now. Do you see me finding it hard locating him? I'm not sure where to start. Okay. Ray, I have to tell you, it's probably going to be a bit agonizing for a while, mainly because a lot of things have changed. If you haven't been back to your birthplace for a long time, or even seen him, you know, it's a massive stepping stone that you're going to take. I admire you for doing it, but I'm being directed to virtually say that do all your homework before you up and go. Because if you don't do homework before you go, you're actually going to get there and really flounder. And it's going to kind of be so overwhelming that you can't seem to get anywhere when you're there, that I really have to stress to do a lot of homework before you feel the need to get up and go. And I feel that the frustration, if you're in your own home going through some of those frustrations with trying to work out where he is and what's happened to him, and I think you come across, Spirit is showing me some old paperwork where you come across some places that he's worked, and then they seem to be a good lead, but then they end up being a bad lead because it kind of, the lead ends up finishing. So there's a lot of frustrations where you find certain things and then it kind of stops. And then you dig again and then you find something else. So I feel that that's going to be a good, in all honesty, like a good 8 to 12 months of you trying to put the, line up all the, what's the old saying, dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So I feel that it's going to be difficult, but I also feel that it's going to be an adventure. And I feel that, your desire to want to do this and find him overrules all the frustrations, if that makes sense. Because anything, any time you feel that the need to reconnect and to be that loving family, and to embrace what you've missed out on, I think that's going to drive you to work out all these like loose ends that end up kind of, being loose, and then you find another little twig, so to speak, and then it runs you off into another, branch in the tree, and then you're able to follow that branch and, get so far. So I feel like there's a lot of toing and froing, but I actually feel that it's actually worth your while. I feel that, like I say, it will be very, very frustrating, but you'll also come across what I hear is all this branching off and whatnot. You'll come across it in the end, and I believe it's probably on about the 5th month that you come across someone that actually knows him and is able to kind of add to the mix, is able to give you some further information where you'll just kind of go, oh my God, thank God for that, because now I've got another little branch I can go to, and then that branch seems to take you somewhere else. So I feel like it's a good journey. And I feel like that you will learn a hell of a lot on that journey as well. And the outcome, as I say, probably not for a good 12 months, but I think that if you stick to it and don't let the frustrations override you, that the outcome will be very, very successful. And I would really like to hear what you say about that, because it actually makes me feel quite joyful. And I feel really good about it. I feel really good about it. So I'm hoping that helps you, and I'm sure you'll let me know. Okay. Okay. You read for me a few weeks ago one about my dad and the other about my brother's mental health. My brother is doing better and slowly getting better. Thought I would let you know. And just wondering, does my mum have any messages for me tonight? Sheridan, thank you so much for letting me know that. That's really good because I think for a while I was a bit concerned about your brother's mental health for memory, and but I could actually see that there was light at the end of the tunnel, and I could actually see him getting better and better. But I think it was more about, you and I were kind of a little bit concerned about whether he would, whether he would actually take the hand that was offered to him, so to speak. So yeah, so yeah, really happy to hear that. Now, anything from Mum, I have to direct you to white. I don't know whether it's a white tablecloth, it's a white something that's odd, that may not be a tablecloth, but is like on a table, that seems to have some hand embroidery on it. Beautiful lace work and hand embroidery. So I'm not sure if you have anything of Mum's to that effect, but I'm hearing that her mum taught her how to do it, and it was really time consuming, but it's really pretty. And she's sort of saying that if you kind of look at that or find it, or if you can remember it, whichever the case may be, you will also understand that, okay, there's some cryptic clues tonight. You will also understand the message behind that. Okay. So if you don't have one of her works on a table as such, I think you've watched her make one and she's taught you something along the way. And that seems to be what's coming through there. But it's also too about um, embracing that she has this beautiful, beautiful craft work, like beautiful. It's the tiniest of, I don't even know what it's called. It's the tiniest and tiniest of stitches and a multitude of colors in a very small area. But then the borders have like this, I don't know what, I don't know. They're like little white flowers or something on top of the kind of sit above the fabric. So I really don't know what the significance is, but that's what she's showing me, and says that you will understand what I'm talking about. So please, please, jump in and let me know what that's about, because it's really nice when Spirit shows me things, but I have to get the validation from you, because I don't know. Yeah. Um, so that would be lovely. Okay. Thank you, Slav. You know me, I'm always honest. I tell it as I hear it. I tell it as I feel it. Yeah. It's just the way that I've always been. Hi, Sash. Hi, Vicky. Okay, Vicky's got a question. Will we get a new kitchen before Christmas? Do you know what, Vicky? I know that you have a strong voice when you need to have a strong voice. And it seems to be this is another time where you're going to have to put on your strong voice and excuse me, and not that I want you to be demanding. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Strong voices can just be a confident voice that has a assertiveness in it, not necessarily arrogance or anything like that. It's more about being confident in what you have to say and knowing all your facts and figures before you say it. And I feel that's what you kind of need to do with the. Have you got two? I'm seeing that you're looking at two different companies to do it for you. And the prices aren't that much different, to be honest. What I'm being shown. So I don't know if you've tossed a coin and worked out who to go with. But also too, I'm being told to double check measurements before they actually walk away and say they're going to start building this. But stern voice. If you can put on that stern voice and advise, because everyone's going to want things for Christmas, because now the kind of COVID is not that it's gone, but it's kind of put aside. More things are opening up. There's going to be more people that, want to do things around Christmas. Although under COVID, there's a lot of men that weren't working that, decided that they could be a handyman themselves. So some things have already been done. So, but yeah, I do hear put the stern word on, check the measurements. And I want to say to you, it's going to be tight, but I want to say to you that if you play all your cards right, pardon the pun, that 5 days before Christmas, it will be done, but then part of you will hate it, part of you will love it, because it's more about, wow, it's done, I'm so excited. Oh, shit, now I've got to put everything away. It's more about you have everything ready to put back into areas. And part of me wants to say you enjoy that, but do you want to do that also on top of Christmas? Maybe not, but I do see that everything will be okay in that degree. Let me know. What have I got? Thank you, Donna. I saw that there was a couple of trolls myself, and I did block them, but which Facebook told me to do that. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Joe's was on there for a few years, and we will be back. We're still on the phone lines. I try and get on I must admit, for a few months I haven't been, but trying to get back on the excuse me, on the phone lines, because yeah, that's all still going, and we're just trying to work a few things out. But thank you for recognising me from there. That's always very sweet. Kim, my love, a general. If you feel I need to know anything, please, Kim. You know a lot yourself, and you know what? On the lives, you know what lives are like. When I'm on for a short time, generals can get quite long and drawn out. So I just want to see from spirit if there's anything that you need to know right now. Okay. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but please know and understand that I do everything with the greatest respect, and I do everything from my heart. But I hear for you that as much as you've got a lot going on and you're always busy, like you're always busy with your hands, you're always doing things with your hand, and you're what is the word? It's not that you're doing craft as such, but you're doing a lot of stuff with your hands. But at the same time, when I'm saying that you're so busy, Spirit tells me that you're going through a period of lacking motivation. There's something that's kind of got your girt, and I don't know whether someone has upset you, but it seems to be that there's just a little bit of angst in the back of your mind, and every so often when you're talking to friends or talking to some family, some of that little bit of angst comes out in those conversations when you don't actually mean it. And I don't know who's kind of put the wind up you, so to speak, for you to kind of go off, because every time I've ever seen you anywhere, like you're always busy. You love being busy all the time, but it just this bit of this lack of motivation. I'm just not understanding what that could possibly be, apart from Spirit telling me that someone's kind of got in your ear and said something that's made you a little bit anxious at times. But also what I see for you, I don't know, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, either, but I think that you're introducing something new after Christmas. I feel that you've got a couple of ideas, but one seems to be a really burning idea that it's like a how would I say it, like a must-have. And I feel that that's coming along quite nicely, and I feel that's going to take off after Christmas. So if you want to let me know, that'd be fantastic. And I hope whoever has said whatever, my love, please don't take it on board, because with you being so busy all the time, I actually can't even imagine you without having any motivation. But yeah, there's some days where I never want to swear on here, but there's some days you just don't really give up for whatever reason. But anyway. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And thank you for joining me tonight. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Melissa, Well, okay. You'd have to go on my website. I really don't think I've got anything available till excuse me, about Friday the 13th or Saturday the 14th or something rather. I did have a look at that today for someone. So yeah, so I don't think I've got anything before then. But yeah, or just message me and let me know what you're thinking, and then I'll have a look for you. Because sometimes when the public look, the server or something hasn't caught up, and sometimes it's double booked. So yes, just let me know. That'd be great. Karen, oh, yeah, I knew you would. It was coming through as if you were standing and presenting and whatnot, and yeah, very lovely. And I do know that you did a very, very good job. Yeah. As Bliss, thank you for joining. I don't think I've ever seen you here before. Excuse me. What I want to say to you is that it's tough. It's really tough out there, and I feel for a lot of people who are not working at the moment, and even the ones that have had their hours cut and they can't get any other support because they're still getting a little bit of income from where they are. And there's a lot of frustrations. There's a lot of horrible things happening, unfortunately, for people. But I also feel that with the greatest respect, that you're allowing some of this anxiety over it to really take a hold on you. And what I want to say also too is that when we wake up every day saying to ourselves, I have to get a job today, I have to get a job today, when you don't see anything on all the publications and so forth, you actually are kind of churning yourself. You're actually starting to think that you're not good enough to get a job. And this is where I see that, your heart's lying here at the moment. And, people can have 1,001 qualifications and they're not getting the jobs that they apply for, even though they can do them with their eyes closed. It's more about there is so many people applying for each and every job right now that there's a lot of people that are missing out on every single job. So now is really, I know even all the news here in Australia is saying, oh, there's plenty of jobs around. But when you look, you can be so qualified and know you can do a particular job, but you'll get this basic email back that says, oh, we had a, wonderful array of clients. Unfortunately, you didn't get it. Without even having an interview. So there's a lot of people that are getting, cut off before they even get their foot in the door, so to speak. So not a lot of people are even getting a chance for an interview. So I do feel for you. I have a lot of clients that are struggling with that as well. But I actually don't see that smile on your face about getting a job. And I have to be brutally honest, till probably February. Like, I don't see it this side of Christmas. I don't see it directly after Christmas. I actually see it in February. And to be completely honest, I'm being shown the number 12. So, if Spirit's going to be that specific and say the 12th of February, but I don't want to put you off even looking, because the worst thing you can do is that if you don't look till February, you might miss something. So Spirit guides me to February, but you would have to be looking for something prior to there. Places closed down over Christmas and they may not even see anyone's resume. They may not read anyone's resume till January. And therefore, you kind of got to still stay in the process, if that makes sense. So I don't want you to kind of go, well, stuff it. She says February, so I'm not going to look till February, because I think you still need to have your finger in the pie. Because if you miss something, then you're going to miss out altogether. But I don't kind of want you frustrated every single day going, I have to find a job today, I have to find a job today, because that just kind of makes you quite angst, and then makes you start to feel pretty bad, because there's nothing for you to see, so to speak. Yeah. So I hope that helps. And if you can let me know how that feels, because if you're feeling that way, I'd hope that you can actually change the way you're feeling about that. But yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, Karen, look, with all due respects, he's around you more than you know, yeah? More than you know, and appreciates just everything that you have done in the past, and everything you seem to continue to do. The words I hear is, you're his champion. So bless you. Is my calling that I'm feeling correct, and should I follow it, please? Okay. Now, Nina's probably going to be the last one I'm going to touch on because I have got an hour and a half, and I said I was only going to do probably just on an hour or so. Yes, Psychic TV, great show. We're all pining too for it to be back. Don't you worry. So it'll be soon. It'll be soon. Hopefully sooner before. Anyway, enough said. Nita, is it my calling that I'm feeling correct, and should I follow it, please? I want to say to you, Nita, that you already know the answer. With all due respect, you already know the answer. I think you're just, and please, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. But it seems to be that I think that you are a bit fearful of taking that leap forward, because it is a leap of faith. And coming out of COVID, I think you're a little bit, should I, could I, would I, am I able to? There seems to be a few questions about whether you feel that you're capable of doing it or not, and that's where I kind of want to put. Oh my God, now I've got the hiccups. That's where I want to point your direction, because it's more about, you're quite capable of doing many things, but it's this leap of faith that you're scared of doing. And I hate to say, but when we have that fear factor, it can just ruin our ideas. Like if you have an idea on something and you know you can do it, and then you know you're passionate about it, and then something happens and you kind of go, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe now's not the right time. Maybe I don't have all the money to go, to outlay type thing. What if I use all my money and it's a bit of a, failure? Like all those sort of things, they've got to stop, because that's just putting you in a total mind of confusion, a total mind of, no, I think I'm going to hold off. And if you hold off, you may miss the boat about starting this up. So I feel like that in your mind that you are on the right path, but there's just some more belief in yourself. You've kind of lost that bit of confidence. And that's actually what I want to say from a past experience, that you've lost, someone has kind of forced that onto you, that you've lost some confidence in yourself. And but you need to understand that, you're fully, you're when you want to do something, you're one of those people that, and I don't mean to say that you're anal about sorting it out, but you're just one of those people who will look at every direction. You'll look at all the pros and cons, and you'll sit down and work it out. And when you work it out, you'll understand you're on the right path. So please follow that path. Please, if you have to bring out that notebook and write down all the pros and cons so you can actually stare at and look at it, then do so. Yeah, because I feel that you're on the right path, and I think that you should follow it. I think that you should take that leap of faith, because it's there waiting for you, sweetheart. So just let me know how you go. That would be awesome. Okay, now I know there's a lot of people that I haven't got through to tonight. It seems that Tuesday night's just gone crazy. So maybe Tuesday night's the night to do, I don't know. But yeah, I have loved all your connections tonight. Please, if there's anyone who wants to give me feedback or validate, what I've said, if you can go on to my Mystique Psychic Medium page on Facebook and put your, comments there, that would be fantastic. As I said, I know that I have missed a few of you because I haven't even, I'm just looking down my whole page, and I do have actually a booking I have to get to as well. And okay, Kenny, there was a lot of chaos when he died in his family's side. My parents got separated when I was young. Thank you. Okay. God bless you, Candy, and thank you for saying that. And yeah, Andrew, thank you for putting that up. Yeah, there's been a few trolls tonight. I've tried to get rid of them as I've seen them, but I can't often see everything. So thank you for those ones who have been looking out for those on my behalf. I appreciate that. I've just seen this one, Esther. Esther, you've written it a few times. If you're on next week, I will get to you next week. I really do have to go because I've really got things to do. And again, I want to thank everybody for jumping in And Heather Louise, I've just seen yours as well. I'm looking at the time. I can't. Heather, I'll probably answer yours a bit later tonight. I just need to go. That's all. Jacqueline, you know me. Can you please inbox me and let me know who you're talking about and the question? Because I know it was someone that you knew, and you're saying it's a husband, but I've gone way past the feed. Okay. There's so many of you that are jumping. Okay. All right, Ray. Thank you for letting me know that. Anyway, I'm going to finish up. I just heard someone say that. I just went past something that said somebody was scared, which I don't really want to leave on that note. I don't even know where that is now. Joe's, yeah, if you thank you for following, and that'd be great. Next time, yeah, if you can jump in early, because I do go down the page and do everybody in order, and that's why, the later people jump on, the less chance I am to virtually get to it. So I am very sorry. And Lynn, I'm so sorry as well. Yeah, please join me next week. I will, if it's early, I will get in there and see your question early. Ray, I think it was you that jumped in and said something about you were scared now, and I don't want anyone to be scared, because there's nothing to be scared of. If anyone is scared of spirit as such, spirit is just energy. So yeah, spirit is never going to harm us. There's a lot of shows and everything that are on that kind of make out there's some baddies and all that sort of stuff, and there are people who can even people that are alive that can pass on negative energy to you that makes you feel that that your body is weird and stuff like that. But there is nothing to be frightened of from spirit. Quite often, I'll talk to ministers and stuff, and they're kind of like, don't like what you're doing. And I go, well, you talk to one God and say that, you hear from that God, and you tell your parishioners to, that spirit lives on, and spirit lives on in my world as well. So, there's really no difference with that. So again, thank you so much for joining, everybody. I truly have appreciated tonight. There was a lot of fabulous spirit connections. Please join me again next week. Tomorrow night, when I've got to do something special, and if that's on again next week, well, then next week I'll probably come and do the Tuesday night again. But just on my page, there's a button where you can press for notifications. So just do that, and every time I put up a post about when I'm going to be live, you will get that sent to you on your Facebook pages, so you'll always know. Yeah. So yeah, as I said before, like and share the page so more people can experience stuff, because that would also be good, and it just makes it for a lighter note on any given night. So again, thank you from my heart, and I'm going to leave you all tonight. So God bless everybody. Have a great week. Anyone wants to book in for a reading, available, you can go through my website, www.mstique.net, or go through my Facebook page, or just find me and inbox me. Okay, so have a great week. Night. Thank you for joining.